Hey guys, today we have another Battle Spirits collaboration match, this time between Ultraman Zett and Cerebro-possessed Kaburagi and his Kaiju forces. Gate open! Kai-ho! Kaburagi has the first move, he draws a card. At 3 cost, he summons the Kaiju, Ouroboros, and ends his turn. Core and draw. Now, paying 3 cost, Haruki, access granted. Space Martial Arts, the inherited fighting technique. 0-7 Leo Os! Gosho wa kudasai! Ware no nao, Ultraman Zett! Alpha Edge is summoned to the field. When this spirit is summoned, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and from among them, search for one cost 4 or higher card that has Ultraman, Special Aircraft, Juggler, or Storage in its name. 1, 2, and 3, the Nexus Storage Headquarters is chosen and added to the hand. The remaining cards are trashed. Turn end. Core, draw. First, at 3 cost, 1 reduction, so 2 cost, Kaburagi. Access granted. Cerebro-possessed Kaburagi is set in the burst zone as a mirage. The remaining 2 core from the reserve are placed on top of Ouroboros, raising it to level 2. And now, moving into the attack step, Ouroboros attacks. At levels 1 and 2, when this spirit attacks, draw 1 card. And at level 2, when your count is 3 or less, when this spirit attacks, if you have a mirage set, you can rebirth this spirit. So at this moment, Ouroboros absorbs the power of Kaburagi's Kaiju medals and rebirths into Metsuboros. Since a rebirth was conducted, count +1. At all levels, when this spirit rebirths, destroy 1 opposing Nexus and the destroyed Nexus cannot activate its effects. There are no targets. Flash timing Zett, pass. Flash timing Kaburagi. At levels 2 and 3, on Flash, when this spirit attacks, Metsuboros can activate this effect. Once per turn, destroy an opposing spirit with 7k BP or less, and if you do, refresh this spirit. Currently, Zett is at level 2 with 5k BP, so it is destroyed by Metsuboros' assault. Metsuboros refreshes. Neither player has any more cards to play, and Zett hits the attack from the life. Choosing to bide his time, Kaburagi ends his turn. Core, draw. First, Zett sets a burst. Then paying 5 cost, the Special Aircraft number 2, Windham, will be summoned to the field. When this spirit is summoned, return 1 opposing spirit to the hand. But if you have a white spirit with Zett in its name on the field, you can send it to the bottom of the deck instead. However, there is currently no Zett, so Metsuboros is simply flipped back into Ouroboros and returned to the hand. Since Windham was summoned with 2 core on it, it has its level 2 effect. At levels 2 and 3, all of your white spirits with Zett or special aircraft in their name gain heavy armor, red and green, which means they are not affected by the opponent's red or green spirits, brave, nexus, or magic effects. So even if Metsuboros returns to the field the next turn, Windham won't be destroyed. With that, Zett ends his turn without attacking. Core, draw. At 3 cost, Ouroboros will be summoned to the field once more. Kaburagi chooses to keep up the offensive. He moves into the attack step and once again attacks with Ouroboros at level 2. Again, when this spirit attacks, draw 1 card. But at this moment, Zett can now activate his burst! The Kaiju Juggler's Juggler. Juggler can burst after your opponent's hand increases by your opponent's effects. For each card increased, send 1 opposing spirit, ultimate, or nexus to the bottom of the deck. So at this moment, Ouroboros is sent to the bottom of the deck before it can even rebirth. After the burst effect resolves, Juggler is summoned at no cost. However, because Ouroboros left the field, Kaburagi can now activate his effects as a mirage. While set as a mirage during either player's attack step, when your spirit with Ultra Kaiju 2020 in its name is removed from the field by the opponents, draw 1 card. After that, you can summon a cost 8 or lower spirit with Ultra Kaiju 2020 in its name from your hand or remove zone by paying 1 cost. So first, 1 draw, then by paying 1 cost, the Ultra Kaiju Choju Baraba is summoned to the field. With that, Kaburagi ends his turn. First, another core is placed on Windham to raise it to level 2 and once again activate its heavy armor effect. Now at 4 cost, 2 reductions, so 2 cost, burning up in scarlet flames, the power of courage. Ultraman, Ace, Tallow, Ultraman Zett, Beta Smash is summoned. Then 3 cost, 1 reduction, so 2 cost, storage headquarters will be set as a mirage in the burst area. And for 4 cost, 3 reductions, so another 1 cost, another copy of storage headquarters will be deployed as a nexus. With this, Zett chooses to end his turn. First, at 3 cost, 1 reduction, so 2 cost, Ouroboros is once again summoned to the field. At levels 1 and 2, Ouroboros' symbol is treated as also being purple, so technically it can count as Kaburagi having 1 red and 1 purple symbol on the field. So at 3 cost, 2 reductions, so 1 cost, the Nexus Cerebro-possessed Kaburagi will be deployed. And now, moving into the attack step, Kaburagi will continue his onslaught attacking with Ouroboros. Again, 1 draw. And since there is a Mirage set, rebirth into Metsuboros. On rebirth, an opposing Nexus is destroyed, so storage headquarters is burned down. Flash timing Zett, pass. Flash timing Kaburagi. Once again, he uses Metsuboros' second effect to, once per turn, destroy an opposing spirit with 7k BP or less. However, since Windham is level 2, both Windham and Zett have heavy armor red, so they can't be destroyed. Unfortunately, Juggler does not have Zett's or special aircraft in its name, so he is taken out. Metsuboros refreshes, and it is now in the middle of attacking with 10k BP. If Zett chooses to block, he will lose one of his spirits, so he chooses to take the attack from the life. Turn over. First, Zett will set another burst. Then at 4 cost, 2 reductions, so 2 cost. Special aircraft number 1, Scavenger, will be summoned to the field. When this spirit is summoned, once per turn, place 1 core from the void on this spirit, as well as one of your white spirits with Zett in its name. So core charge 1 and 2. And just like Windham, at level 2, it gives all white special aircrafts and Zett's heavy armor, but this time for white and blue. So Zett and the 2 special aircrafts are now immune to effects from red, green, white, and blue. But still, this is a pretty precarious situation. Some core is moved around in order to raise Beta Smash to level 3. Oh, and oops, I just realized because Metsuboros rebirth for the second time just now, the count increases to 2. Moving his 2 remaining core in the reserve to Windham, raising it to level 3 as well, Zett ends his turn. At 4 cost, 3 reductions, so 1 cost, Kaburagi summons Space Robot King Joe to the field, placing 3 core on it. Now 1 core is moved from Metsuboros to Baraba and 1 to King Joe, and then entering the attack step, Kaburagi orders Metsuboros to attack. Now even though Zett has 3 blockers on the field, he has to be a bit careful about blocking, because if he destroys any of Kaburagi's kaiju during the attack step, Kaburagi will once again be allowed to get 1 draw and summon another kaiju from the hand at 1 cost. So in response to Metsuboros' assault, Zett chooses to take the attack from the life. Next, Baraba will attack at 10k DP. Zett chooses to take it from the life as well, leaving him with only 1 life. Finally, King Joe attacks. At levels 2 and 3, when this spirit attacks or blocks, place 1 core from the void onto this spirit. Now with only 1 life left, Zett has no choice but to block. But if he destroys King Joe, Kaburagi will get to summon another kaiju and make another attack. So Zett has no choice but to sacrifice Scavenger with only 5k BP. So Scavenger loses by BP comparison and is destroyed by King Joe. Kaburagi has no more moves he can make, so he ends his turn. Starting with 3 cost, 1 reduction, so 2 cost, Ultraman Zett's Alpha Edge returns to the field. Again on summon, he gets a search for a cost 4 or higher specified card. And he chooses to add Special Aircraft number 3, King Joe Storage Custom, to the hand. Now at 6 cost, 3 reduction, so 3 cost, King Joe Storage Custom is summoned to the field, taking 2 core from Windham. When this spirit is summoned or attacks, once per turn, you can return 1 opposing spirit to the hand or destroy 1 opposing burst. The target chosen is the Choju Baraba. However, at level 2, when Choju Baraba would leave the field by an opponent's effect, this spirit can remain on the field exhausted by destroying 1 opposing spirit. However, thanks to Windham's heavy armor red and green, Baraba cannot use its effect to destroy any of the Zetts or special aircrafts. It obediently returns to the hand. And because this is during the main phase and not the attack step, Kaburagi cannot trigger. In addition, just like Scavenger and Windham at levels 2 and 3, King Joe's Storage Custom grants heavy armor, purple, yellow, and blue to all white Zetts and special aircrafts on Zett's field. So although Scavenger is regrettably gone from the field, he has been replaced with an even more powerful armor. Now swapping some core around. Unfortunately, while Kaburagi's field is currently essentially empty, Zett only has 4 attackers while Kaburagi still has all 5 life remaining. so he probably won't be able to finish the game this turn. In that case, for a defensive deck like Zett's, it would be better to keep biding time and not give the opponent too much core. Zett's ends his turn. Refresh. Now first it is Kaburagi's turn to set a burst of his own. Then at 3 cost, 2 reduction, so 1 cost, the Space Shark Genegarg will be summoned to the field. When this spirit is summoned, you can return 1 card with Ultra Kaiju 2020 in its name from your trash to your hand, but this effect can only be used once per turn. However, Kaburagi's trash is currently empty because Zett has simply been returning everything to either the hand or bottom of the deck. At all levels, King Joe's Rit symbol is also treated as being white and purple, so Kaburagi's field can be treated as having 2 red and 2 purple symbols. With that, at 6 cost, 2 reductions, so 2 cost, Choju Baraba is once again summoned to the field, taking 2 core from King Joe to become level 2. And with that, it is time for Kaburagi's Kaiju Assault to resume. Entering the attack step, Metsuboros begins the charge with 8k BP. Not wanting to give Kaburagi the chance to summon another Kaiju, Zett blocks with his weakest spirit, Alpha Itch, which is destroyed. Next, Choju Baraba will attack with 10k BP. Zett blocks with King Joe's Storage Custom with 8k BP, so it loses the battle. Next, King Joe attacks. With 3 core on it, it is at level 2 with 5k BP. But again, at levels 2 and 3, when this spirit attacks or blocks, 1 core from the void is placed on this spirit. Reaching 4 core, it rises to level 3 with 8k BP, which is the frustrating borderline of Beta Smash's BP. So Zett has no choice but to block with Wyndham. With only 7k BP, the final special aircraft is destroyed, leaving Zett's field devoid of heavy armor. So now, Beta Smash will be vulnerable to any of the Kaiju's destruction effects. Finally, the 4th and last Kaiju on Kaburagi's field, Space Shark Genegarg, will attack. With only 1 core, it's at level 1 with only 3k BP. Zett has no choice but to block with Beta Smash. At levels 2 and 3, when Beta Smash attacks or blocks, this spirit's cost increases by 2, so it is now treated as being cost 6. In addition, if only the opposing spirit is destroyed by BP comparison, refresh this spirit. So since Beta Smash has 8k BP, Genegarg is destroyed, and since Beta Smash 1, it refreshes. However, an Ultra Kaiju 2020 was just destroyed by the opponent during the attack step, so Kaburagi triggers. 1 draw, and by paying 1 cost, the Hollow Space Kaiju, Greaser, is summoned to the field. And of course, it attacks. At level 1, it only has 3k BP, so Beta Smash simply blocks and emerges victorious once again. So Beta Smash refreshes. However, because he destroyed another Ultra Kaiju 2020, Kaburagi can trigger again, first for 1 draw, and then paying 1 cost. Hebikura, access granted. Zeton, Pandon, Maga Orochi, Yami no Chikara, Okarishimasu. The combination Kaiju, Zeppandon, is now summoned to the field, and Kaburagi chooses to give it 2 core from King Joe. When Zeppandon is summoned, destroy 1 opposing spirit with 7k BP or less, or 1 opposing Nexus. The effects of the destroyed spirit or Nexus cannot activate. Fortunately, Beta Smash has 8k, so it survives. However, Zeppandon now has 3 core, so it is at level 2. At levels 2 and 3, this spirit has 10k DP, and when this spirit attacks, at the end of the battle, once per turn, you can refresh this spirit. Which means it can attack once, force Beta Smash to block, destroy Beta Smash, refresh, and then go for a second attack, finishing off Zett's life. Captain Hebikura, what are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be on our side? But at this very moment, because of Kaburagi's effects, for an instant, Kaburagi's hand increased, right? So Zett can activate his burst! Another copy of... Wait a minute. Captain Hebikura? Juggler's Juggler. Just whose side are you really on? Again, on his burst, for each card increased, 1 opposing Spirit, Ultimate, or Nexus can be sent to the bottom of the deck. So the threat of Zeppandon will now be banished all the way to the bottom of the deck. So I guess Juggler really is on our side after all. And after that, Juggler is summoned at no cost. But it is still the attack step, and since an Ultra Kaiju was removed from the field, Kaburagi triggers once again, starting with a draw. At 1 cost, the alien pirate Barossa II is summoned to the field. When this spirit is summoned, destroy 1 opposing brave, and if summoned by an effect, draw 1 card from the deck. And with that, Barossa II will attack, but with only 3k BP, Beta Smash will block, destroying it. So Beta Smash will refresh, but trigger Kaburagi once again for another draw. At 1 cost, another copy of the Space Robot King Joe will be summoned to the field, and it will absorb core from both the previous King Joe and Metsuboros in order to reach level 2 while depleting the other 2 Kaiju. Now King Joe attacks at levels 2 and 3. When it attacks, a core from the void is placed on top of it, raising it to level 3. So now it has 8k BP, the magic number that Beta Smash should not block at. So instead, Captain Hibikura or Juggler will block. At levels 2 and 3, when this spirit attacks or blocks, send all core from 1 opposing spirit or ultimate to the reserve such that it only has 1 core left, and in addition, once per turn, refresh this spirit. So first, all 3 of King Joe's core will be sent to the reserve, then Juggler will refresh. So King Joe is blocked and loses the battle to Juggler, triggering Kaburagi once again. 1 draw, then paying 1 cost, the Space Shark Genagarg is summoned. On summon, a card with Ultra Kaiju 2020 in its name can be recycled from the trash, so King Joe is returned to the hand. And then Genagarg goes for the final attack, but of course, Beta Smash blocks, emerges victorious once more, so it refreshes, but again, because the Kaiju was destroyed, Kaburagi triggers 1 draw, and then paying 1 cost, a 3rd King Joe will descend to the field, absorbing the core from Baraba and the reserve. Of course, it attacks, and with its level 2 effect, gains a core from the void, rising it to level 3 again. So Juggler has to be the one to block, sending all core on King Joe except 1 to the reserve, winning the battle. But this time, Juggler does not refresh. Kaburagi triggers 1 draw, then paying 1 cost. With only 3 core left in the reserve, the Ultra Kaiju that Kaburagi chooses to summon at this moment is this. The cost 6 Juggless Juggler, bestowing it with 3 core. There is so much betrayal going on in this match, I have no idea what's going on anymore. Juggler, the one on Kaburagi's side, attacks. Again, at levels 2 and 3, when this spirit attacks or blocks, core is sent from 1 opposing spirit or ultimate to the reserve, such that it only has 1 core left, and once per turn, this spirit refreshes. So targeting Beta Smash will now lose 3 of its core, being reduced to only level 1. And then Kaburagi's Juggler refreshes. So now, it can destroy Beta Smash in the first hit, and then finish Zett's life off with a second hit. But, even in such a hopeless situation, Zett refuses to give up, flash timing Zett by sending the Soul Core on Juggler to the trash. Haruki, access granted. Golden Storm, swallow the darkness. Zero Beyond, G, Belial atrocious. Chesto! Ultraman Zett, Delta Rise Claw will advance on top of Juggler's Juggler. On Flash, during either player's attack step, by sending your Soul Core to the trash, this spirit can advance on top of any of your cost 6 or higher spirits. And at levels 1, 2, and 3, when this spirit advances or attacks, send 1 opposing spirit to the bottom of the deck. So Kaburagi's Juggler will now be banished. But this fight is not over just yet. Since an Ultra Kaiju was removed, Kaburagi triggers again, 1 draw, and paying 1 cost, the last Judgmenter, Gilvalis, will return to the field. With 2 core, it is at level 2, and it attacks. At levels 2 and 3, when Gilvalis attacks, destroy 1 opposing spirit with BP equal to or less than this spirit's, and once per turn, refresh this spirit. At level 2, Gilvalis has 8k BP. What about Beta Smash? After losing all its core due to Juggler's interference, at level 1, it only has 4k BP. Beta Smash is destroyed, Gilvalis refreshes, and Zett has no more other cards to play, even though he has Delta Rise Claw on the field. He takes Gilvalis' attack from the life! And with that, Zett's life has depleted to 0. And the winner of this match is Kaburagi and his Kaiju forces.